Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here, and you can see the boys. So all the boys here are outside. Today is Wednesday, August 16th, 2017, and it is not a bad day out today. Partly cloudy, as you can see. It's not actually. It looks better now. Earlier it was much more cloudy. Like you see a lot more clouds over there, but we're catching a good sun period right now. Yesterday we ended up bringing in 5.2 kilowatt hours on a day, which is, to me, is awesome. That's a good day, you know, as far as anything over 5 kilowatt hours is a good day for us. So that's what we ended up bringing in yesterday, was, like I said, the 5.2. So that ended up being really good. And it's funny too, because it's like once the leaves are off the trees, like here and here, as the sun is going by, it actually is going to end up producing more power at that point, because we'll get more direct sun then. So it's weird how it works, but that's just kind of how it works. So anyway, now I had somebody ask in one of the comments if I would do a video about, in a post-event, post S.H.T.F, let's call it worst case scenario, end of the world as we know it, what happens if you have a group member that wants to leave the group, that wants to, you know, let's say it's husband, wife, and like they have 2 kids or whatever, and they want to leave the group, okay? Now, first of all, you know, if somebody's coming into the group, they realize that whatever they contribute to the group is the group's, okay? It doesn't belong to them anymore. You know, like somebody had asked me about that too. Well, what if your buddy that, you know, has given you money for preps decides, yeah, he doesn't want to do it anymore? Do you give him the preps back? Absolutely not. They know, everybody knows going in, that what you put in is for the group collective, and you're basically, it's an insurance policy. Once you, like, if you have a life insurance policy and you decide you don't want to have your life insurance policy anymore and you cancel it, do you expect them to pay you all your money back that you had put into that policy? Well, of course not, because that's not going to happen. This is the same thing, guys. You know, once you're making that commitment and you're making that investment and you're contributing, whatever way you're contributing, being time, be it money, whatever, that's for the group. That's not, you know, you don't get to say, yeah, I've changed my mind and I want my money back. That's not how it works. All right. If you change your mind and you don't want to be part of it anymore, then you walk away. It's like I said, it's just like insurance, okay? So anyway, so that's that part of it. Now, in a post-event, let's say it's a worst-case scenario, somebody in your group decides, yeah, you know what, I don't want to be part of this group, and I want to leave. Now, I don't understand why anybody would want to do that, especially if it's a real scary world out there, and things are really, really bad. Why would you want to go out into that on your own? That really, honestly, truthfully, wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. There's going to be, again, and I've said this before, security in numbers. So if you decided, you know, that, you know, things aren't the way I want it to be, or this isn't just really working out the way I hoped it would be, you know, you would have to realize that if you left the group, you're not taking anything with you. You're not taking, you know, a month's supply of food and this and that. That's not how it would work. And do we let you leave, since you know all our operational securities and you know, where we have our supplies and this type of thing? You know, that would not be, I don't think, one person's decision. I think that would have to be presented to the group, and a vote would have to be taken. This is my opinion, guys, okay? I'm not, you know, it's like, the thing is, it's like, in a post-event, it's not Dictator Ed runs the whole show. You're going to have a group of people, that your inner core group, that have been with you forever or never or whatever, and that you're going to rely on their counsel. So you're going to sit down with them too, and you're going to say, you know, for whatever you're doing, you're going to sit down with your inner counsel, and you're going to say, you know, some decisions have to be made on this, that, or the other thing. And you're going to take that person's counsel into, you know, consideration before a decision is made. But ultimately, as the leader of the group has to make that ultimate decision. That has to be their call, okay? So, but anyway, with a situation like that, if somebody wanted to leave the group, that, you know, it's a real hard call, because it would really depend on the situation. I mean, you know, what is the threat level out there? You know, why do they want to leave? And, you know, and all those type of things. All those things would have to be, you'd have to sit down with that person and sit down and say, listen, what is your problem? Why do you want to leave? What can we do to help make things better, or whatever? You know what I mean? Those type of things. You're always going to have, in a group setting, you're going to have people that are not going to agree. I mean, look at our country. I mean, we're like so divided right now, and you know, I gotta bring this up to real quick, and this drives me absolutely insane when I saw this. Now, at work, obviously there's TV on, so the whole thing is President Trump got online, and, you know, he basically said both groups are at fault. Both groups are equally responsible for what happened down there in Virginia. And I personally agree 100%, because the first group, and, you know, everybody wants to label them just this hate group, okay? And we got to remember something, guys. Again, the media is feeding us a certain portion of what they want us to know. Now, were there Ku Klux Klan members? Were there white supremacists there? Absolutely there were. But there was also a lot of people there that were basically protesting the fact that a statue of General E. Lee was being taken down, okay, and a park was going to be renamed something else and not named after him anymore, okay? So a lot of people were basically protesting that, the heritage of what happened, of a great general that led the Southern armies during that time period, okay? But of course, everybody wants to put a different label on it, and hate and all this type of stuff. So, you know, the left, if you will, had their group of rhetoric come down there without permits, okay? And they, you know, were flipping out and acting foolish as well. And don't get me wrong, the right was also acting crazy as well, because they were being confronted by these people, and people were pepper spraying each other. And I'm sure it accelerated into what it accelerated into, you know. But I personally believe that both parties are equally responsible. Why weren't the police, state police, the town police, and whatever like that, stopping that stuff? That would be not my number one question. Why were they allowed to stand down and let these two groups of people go at each other, unless there was some kind of an agenda for that? So, and then of course, because of the fact that President Trump got out there and said, you know, that both groups were equally responsible, oh my God, the left went crazy. They have gone absolutely crazy about that. I saw a little clip for about, I don't even think I watched 2 minutes of it, because I can't stand a guy, Michael Moore, getting on there, running his fat mouth. And, you know, he's ultra, you know, left. So, but anyway, you know, it's just, it's ridiculous that I've never in my lifetime seen a president be attacked so viciously by the media at every possible turn that they could do. Never seen it in my lifetime, okay? So, you know, I don't get that. And of course now I'm completely off topic of what I was talking about before, but that was just something that was bothering me last night, and I'm just like, what in the heck is wrong with people? I'll tell you what, we had 8 years of Obama, and the media handled him with kid gloves, and heaven forbid that you say anything wrong, because if you said anything wrong or said anything negative about him, then you were labeled a racist, which is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, the president's there, you know, he's going to take some criticism. He should take some criticism if he's doing good or bad or whatnot. But I mean, from the very beginning with this whole presidency for President Trump, all he has been is attacked from the get-go, which and by the media, and not given any kind of chance, and anything he says is taken out of context and wrapped around a certain way how they want to. Oh, I got to show you guys this here, okay. Now you see this other cat here next to Buddy, up here. I'm going to come a little bit closer. Yeah, that one right there, okay. That is a stray that has been hanging out. I don't know if it's a male or a female, but that cat has been up here hanging out with the other cats. It hasn't let us get close to it yet. It runs off if we get too close, but that cat's around every single day. So I'm actually kind of curious to see what happens when winter gets here, because I'm not taking in a 6th cat, I'll be honest with you. I mean, I feel bad for the cat, and the cat actually looks like it's in pretty decent shape. So I don't know what's going to happen with that cat, but we'll have to see. But yeah, that cat's been hanging out with our cats, and he's been around a lot. The cat, I don't know if it's like I said, I'm just gonna say he has been around a lot more recently, and just hanging out. But if I walk over, that cat will take off. So, but anyway, again, I digress. So anyway, I just, you know, that's something that I found interesting, that you know, nobody's giving the president a chance. And I shouldn't say nobody. I just, the media is attacking him at every chance that they can get, because of course they have their own agenda, and they're being told by the powers that be, whoever runs them, this is what they need to do, so that's what they do. But anyway, so let's get back to the topic on hand, because like I said, I got off topic a little bit, but it's something that I thought about, and I really want to hear you guys' thoughts on that with the whole thing. And let's put it like this. Now, I'll be the first to say, and I've said it in other videos the other day as well, any kind of hate group, okay, any kind of hate group, I do not support. I don't think that it's necessary to lump a whole group of people into a category and hate them just because of what they believe. There's good and bad in every group, if you will. You know, but the thing is, when you have, you know, like, okay, we're going to name some groups and stuff like that. When you have the Ku Klux Klan, when you have the white supremacists, when you have the Black Panthers, when you have BLM, the Black Lives Matter movement, to me, those are all hate groups, okay, guys? Because they have an agenda just for their group only, and don't care about anybody else, and let's kill everybody that doesn't believe the same thing that we do. You know, when you have, you know, NAFTA, and you know, a lot of these people, I think, have a lot of really severe mental problems, and they just can't see beyond the end of their hand, and they're fed, you know, and incited, and they get all worked up because of, you know, supposed injustices for whatever. It's absolutely insane. But anyway, so I condemn all of it. I'm just putting that out there. I'm not saying that I agree with anybody. I'll be honest with you, and I said this since the time I was a kid. I have always despised protesters, even if it's something that I believed in, because I don't think it does any good. All it does is it's very negative, and a lot of times it ends up like it happened down there, and then you got a young woman who ends up dead. Oh, she didn't go to that rally thinking, hey, you know what, I might be killed today. But because of stupidity, she ended up being killed. Now, let's not even talk about all the other people that got hurt, not even just by the idiot that ran people over with the car, but also by, you know, other people, you know, hurting each other, fighting and whatnot. I mean, was a lot of injuries. So, to me, it is a waste of time. It is a waste of energy. You know, I just don't get it. But anyway, so getting back to, if somebody wants to leave your group post S.H.T.F, how are we going to handle it? What are we going to do? And I honestly, from my opinion, it's not like I would say, yep, let them leave, or no, don't let them leave. It would basically be on an individual basis. After you've sat down and talked to that person, tried to resolve whatever differences, whatever grievances that they had, do you let them leave or do you not let them leave? I don't think that that's one man's decision to make, and I think that's something that has to be brought before a group. Now, if you have somebody in a group that is a cancer to the group, you know, that's another whole video. So, but you know, but we're talking about somebody that wants to leave. And again, I don't know why anybody would want to leave the safety and security of a group. Personally, I don't think so. In an S.H.T.F situation, if everything out there is complete chaos and there's relative safety in the group and you have the safety in numbers and stuff like that, I think most people are just going to do what they have to do to toe the line to stay safe. Because remember, guys, people will give up their rights for security. They will do it. They do it all the time. In the guise of security, people will give up whatever rights that they have, and that happens all the time, okay? So anyway, I want to hear what your thoughts and your comments are on this video. Please share. Love the feedback back and forth. And like I said, I'm just giving you my opinion. It doesn't make it right, doesn't make it wrong. It's just what I think, okay? So I think that, like I said, you need to have a group decision in a situation like that. That's my thought on it. And again, but you're going to have to take every situation individually, depending on what the circumstances are and stuff like that. So that's it for today. I'm going to jump off of here. I'm going to turn around here and show you this here. So, you know, you got some of the heavier clouds there coming, and there's another big old cloud up there. So anyway, remember guys, hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every day. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen. You know, and just do, you know, STD guys, one step at a time, one thing at a time, one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to reach, whatever goals you're trying to do, you can reach them as long as you work at it methodically. You know, and that's realistically what it's all about, is just working at things, and you'll get there. And there's Eddie in his boxers. Eddie, say hello.
Hi.
So anyway, so far today we've pulled in 3.5 kilowatt hours. It is about 3 o'clock, so we'll see what we pull in here at the end of the day. We're getting good sun right now on them, so hopefully we'll jam up and we'll get a bunch more. So anyway guys, that's it for today, and I will talk to you all tomorrow. Prepper Nurse went out for now.